LFA 231 has undergone some crazy changes in the past 36 hours. But the bottom line is the team rallied, and we're going to see some top prospects in that octagon tonight.
You're right about that. We saw a little bit of everything. Guys getting sick, guys missing weight, fights falling out. Adversity is a privilege, they say, and it's a privilege for some of these fighters to step up and make these fights happen. We still have a fantastic card from top to bottom.
Without a doubt. So let's recap what happened since the weigh-ins yesterday. The original main event that was featuring the former champion Elijah Johns and Minnesota's own Tanner Trembley, well, that has been canceled. Johns was hospitalized yesterday due to illness before the weigh-ins. He has been released, which is the good news, and he has since returned home to Dallas, Texas. Now also the highly anticipated matchup between England's Dan Holt and Florida's Corey Taylor, well, that unfortunately has been scrapped too due to Holt missing the contracted weight and Taylor declining to proceed with the bout. So those two fights are off, but hey, let's get to some of the good news now. We have a brand new co and main event. First, in the co-main event, Tanner Trembley and Corey Taylor agreed to meet at a catch weight of 160 pounds. As a former St. Cloud wrestler, Trembley looks to stay unbeaten and win his 7th consecutive fight against promotional newcomer and the black belt in BJJ, Corey Taylor, who has won 6 of 7. Now, the new main event was the original co-main event from yesterday. So we have a high-stakes international matchup between Canada's Devin Lozej and Mexico's Ernesto. On the line. So, Alan, let's turn the spotlight on the former flyweight title challenger, the Dream, Devin Lozej first. Originally from Ontario, he's been doing most of his fight camps recently with the Killers at Team Alpha Male in Sacramento. He has reeled off 6 consecutive wins before his title fight when he fell to current champion Eduardo Chapolin. Tonight, he looks to rebound, get another win, and begin his comeback.
Ron, Devin has looked so excited all week. When he got the call about the main event, he said it was something that he manifested. He said he took a nap before the weigh-ins.
Right.
He had a dream that he was going to become the new main event. He wakes up, and that is exactly what happens. That's what you want to hear out of a fighter that made it to the title picture, and it did not go his way. He has rebounded. He has been all smiles, all energy all week, and all fighting when he gets inside of that octagon. You see right here the liver kick finish right there. He's a guy that is supremely confident going into this matchup, and he just feels over the course of this fight, his skills will take over the fight.
Well, head coach at Team Alpha Male, Uriah Faber, loves this kid. I was texting with him last night. He said he brings a crazy energy to Sacramento. When you hear him speak, you'll understand what Uriah was talking about. Now, his dance partner across the octagon, Ernesto Ibarra from Mexico. Alan, he has been on an absolute heater. He has won 6 straight and 11 of 12. The man known as the Stallion, he is a dual threat. He is very dangerous on the ground, but he also packs some dynamite in his fists, and that was on display in his LFA debut back in October, where he TKO'd the very tough Kyle Estrada.
Yeah, that was an impressive performance. This is a guy that starts very fast, and it keeps that pressure rolling throughout the course of the fight. You see a lot of jumping knees. He was able to hurt Kyle, push him off balance right there, stayed on him. That knee right there was the difference maker in the fight. Kyle thought it was a foul. Ibarra stayed with it, eventually getting the TKO. This is a young guy, Ron, 11-1. One hiccup on his record. That was from a 3-man tournament, all in one night. That was a decision loss. It only went 1 round. He didn't have time to rebound and get the win from this, but he has been on a tear. He's a guy that sets a very fast pace early on in the match.
Yeah. Well, as mentioned, the current flyweight champion is Eduardo Chapolin. The interim champ is Marcos Degli. The winner tonight makes a bold statement to why they should fight for one of those belts next. All right, I think that about sums it up. There will be a test later in the broadcast, but first, let's check out the rest of the matchups here at LFA 231. The lightweight division will undergo a major shakeup tonight with 3 undefeated 155-pounders in action, including unbeaten Russian Nikita Kulshin, who looks for his 9th consecutive victory, Chicago Scuba Steve Collins, who has won 6 in a row, and unbeaten newcomer Quintin battles Minnesota's Canon Swanson. some intriguing matchups. Alan, what's your potential fight of the night?
Ron, I'm going to stick with the theme of the night, which has been the lightweights and the undefeated lightweights, Scuba Steve Collins and Cole Faust. I think this is going to be a fast one. Scuba Steve, the guy that has started his career with highlight reels. He's had that highlight slam. Very confident about his boxing, going up against a tough competitor who I think will be faster than him on the feet, but is notorious for the heel hook, so he's always got an ace up his sleeve.
Well, even UFC events have been canceled due to main event fallouts and injuries, so props to the LFA fight team for keeping this card together. I mean, seriously, we fought through a tornado in Oklahoma and finished the broadcast 2 weeks ago. You think a few fight changes are going to keep us in? Nah, it's nothing. This is what we do. And we will kick things off in the lightweight division tonight. And there are your fight odds for the first matchup in the lightweight division. Canon Swanson is the favorite at -294. Quintin Richards, the +198 underdog. DimeBit is the official sports casino and sports book of the LFA. Now, to kick off LFA number 231 here in Minnesota, here's the voice of the LFA Octagon, Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live around the world from the showroom inside the iconic Mystic Lake Casino Hotel here in Prior Lake, Minnesota for LFA 231, Lozej versus Ibarra. Tonight's event is presented by Monster Energy, Bondi Pure, and Wolfpack. These bouts are sanctioned by the Minnesota Office of Combative Sports, overseen tonight by Commissioner Matt Showalter. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to kick off tonight's event with this contest scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This grappler stands 5'10", weight in 155.6 pounds. He holds a 5-0 professional record with 3 wins coming by way of knockout and 2 wins by way of submission. Representing Demolition Fight Team, fighting out of Napoleon, Ohio, Quintin, the Guy Richards. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a freestyle fighter, standing 6 foot tall, weight in 155.8 pounds. He holds a 5-1 professional record with 2 wins coming by way of knockout, 3 by way of submission. Representing the Academy, fighting out of Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, Canon Swanson. Your referee, Rob Madrigal.
All right, gentlemen, you need to protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. I want you to fight hard, but fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Back up and we'll get started.
Let's check out the numbers and the tail of the tape, powered by DimeBit, the official sports betting partner on the online casino of the LFA. Canon Swanson, 24 years old. Quintin Richard, 4 years older. And they don't care. They're ready to roll. And action is underway. Our first fight here at LFA 231. Underway, Quintin Richards with the blue tape, 5-0, and he takes down Canon Swanson, but right back up on his feet is Canon Swanson. He's got the red tape. Canon Swanson, 5-1-1, representing Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, and Quintin Richards fighting out at Napoleon, Ohio. And he is all over Swanson now, looking for a trip or maybe to take the back. Undefeated as a pro and amateur, Quintin Richards looking to stay perfect tonight. And nice balance right now by Canon Swanson to fend off this takedown attempt. Richard lets go with a single leg and is inside the Muay Thai guard of Canon Swanson. Uppercut from Richards. Furious pace to get things rolling here in Minnesota. Knees by both fighters. being exchanged.
All right, I think I'm back, Ron. Sorry about that.
There you are.
Technical difficulties. Thank you for covering while these two guys are going at it. Fast-paced so far in this matchup. Seeing Richards cross the octagon, going for the takedown against Swanson was impressive. Swanson, a guy wrestled in high school, wrestled in college. His normal game plan is put you against the fence, get those double underhooks, and if he gets you to the mat, body
just
shot.
like that, a body shot drops Quintin Richards over and out.
There's his backflip.
There's the backflip. He stuck it. 10, a 10 for landing.
There we go.
The backflip lands.
And another.
He gave me crap about saying I missed sticking the backflip after my last win. He did it tonight, and what a finish for Canon Swanson.
Canon Swanson, 100% finish rate stays intact again tonight. Normally, he's hunting the arm triangles, hunting that head and arm choke, looking to grapple. It was Quintin Richards that brought the grappling to him tonight. And in rare form, a TKO getting the finish on the feet for Canon Swanson. I want to pull this up. I took my eyes off of the fight for 1 second, and I saw him go down.
Hey, you joined right at the best time, man. Look at that shot.
You see that left
Crumbles
foot?
Him.
Another liver shot, Ron. Another. We've been having on the prelims some liver shots tonight. You see that? And I love this technique. This is just the toe. You kick with the toes in the belly, and it's a dagger. It stabs into that midsection. Hurt him badly. Beautiful performance. Canon Swanson getting a TKO and another finish on his record.
The official time of the stoppage up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Rob Madrigal, calls a stop to this fight. 2 minutes, 1 second in the very first round, declaring a winner by knockout, Canon Swanson.
Minnesota's Canon Swanson keeps the heater going, extending his unbeaten streak to 6 straight now. There he is with his academy teammates. Noah Gasho, who got a win earlier today, and head coach Greg Nelson. Hey, we got to give props to Greg's son, Gunnar Nelson, too, who was victorious in his amateur debut today. Big night so far for the academy, and Canon Swanson improves to 6-1-1. Well, we are thrilled to welcome the ESPN Knockout and ESPN Deportes team to the LFA family. ESPN KO bringing the LFA to Mexico, Central and South America, and the Caribbean. There they are. Welcome to Andres Bermudez, Gaston Reynaud, and Yvette Hernandez. Welcome y'all to the LFA family. ESPN Deportes is delivering the Spanish broadcast and is the new home of the LFA in the United States. For the first time in 8 years, the UFC visits Winnipeg, Canada tomorrow night when former title challenger and LFA color commentator Gilbert Burns mixes it up with surging prospect and Canada's own Mike Malott. Several former LFA athletes will be a part of the UFC's return to the Great White North, including 2 past title holders. Jamie Lynn Hort, the former flyweight champion, returns to our home country. Thiago Moises, the past LFA and RFA lightweight champ, will also be in action. And Kyler Phillips gets co-main event billing. We wish all of our LFA alumni entering the octagon tomorrow night good luck.
On May 15th, the LFA brings another action-packed card to Connecticut. The main event will be a clash between two featherweights who aim to capture LFA gold. As Eric Visconde looks to make it 4 in a row in the LFA on his way to undisputed glory.
Oh my God!
But his opponent, Gustavos Pintos, is an undefeated powerhouse with bad intentions.
Goes to the head and drops Carvalho.
LFA 232 also features the return of nasty Nathan Gurry.
Elbows raining down. That will do it.
And the always dangerous Ednilson Santos.
Santos attacking.
On May 15th, the LFA takes over Connecticut.
Coming up next, it's a heavyweight showdown when the powerful and athletic Phil Latu from Colorado looks to take the O from the Hammer. Undefeated RJ Harris from Ohio, who is looking to make it 5 straight wins and deliver another highlight reel finish. You're watching LFA number 231 exclusively on Vice TV.
On May 15th, the LFA brings another action-packed card to Connecticut. As Eric Visconde looks to make it 4 in a row in the LFA on his way to undisputed glory.
Oh my God!
But his opponent, Gustavos Pintos, is an undefeated powerhouse with bad intentions.
Goes to the head and drops Carvalho.
The LFA takes over Connecticut.
Feel the rush of the cage, the spin of pure fortune. Dimebit.com, where MMA legends clash and casino reels ignite. Bet live on every punch, every takedown, every knockout. Dive into blazing slots and high-stakes tables. This isn't luck, it's engineered adrenaline. Risk meets reward. Champions are crowned. Dimebit.com. Casino, sportsbook. Step into the fight. Visit now.
Bruce Irons.
One of the best tube riders in the world.
Bruce Irons.
Get my cameraman trapped and spin a few more laps.
We are at Hampton Downs in Auckland for the last race of 2025.
Today we're looking at the top 3 moments from our 2025 season. First up is Daytona.
We are here to show you a typical day of training for Dakar 2025.
Who am I? I'm a champion.
Yes!
Most people think getting in fighting shape is all about brutal workouts and starving yourself. They're wrong, and I should know.
World-renowned trainer of 12 UFC champions, 3-time trainer of the year.
Here's my secret weapon. Bondi Pure cuts off hunger and nourishes your body. This makes cutting, leaning out, and getting into top condition easy.
45,000 success stories and counting.
Try it risk-free for 90 days. Bondi Pure, it's the champion's secret to effortless weight cutting.
Welcome back to LFA 231 on Vice TV. Prepare yourself for a heavyweight showdown next when RJ Harris tangles with Phil Latu. Here are the numbers. Tell the tape, powered by OnlyFans. Dr. Phil Latu is 34 years old, and rising prospect RJ Harris is 7 years younger. The massive 6'6" Harris is 4 inches taller, 3 inches longer in the arms, and weighed in at 258 pounds, 26 pounds heavier than Latu. Once again, Mike Kendall.
Fight fans, this contest is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 6'6", weight in 258 pounds. He holds a 4-0 professional record, with 1 win coming by way of knockout and 2 by way of submission. Representing Sprawlin' and Brawlin' MMA, fighting out of Zanesville, Ohio, RJ the Hammer Harris. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a kickboxer standing 6'2", weight in 232 pounds. He holds a 7-4 professional record with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Representing high altitude martial arts, fighting out of Denver, Colorado, by way of Minneapolis, Minnesota, Phil the Dr. Latu. Your referee, Chris Claviter.
Fighters, we went over the rules backstage. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. If you'd like to touch gloves, do so now. Go back to your corners and be ready to fight.
Suggests you do not blink for this heavyweight matchup. Dr. Phil Latu, 7-4, 6 of his wins coming via knockout. And the Hammer, RJ Harris from Ohio. He's got 1 knockout. He comes in with a spotless 4-0 record. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban cage side. Fight number 2 here at LFA 231.
Yeah, if you're noticing a significant size advantage for RJ Harris, do not adjust your picture. He's got about a 30 to 35 pound weight advantage on him. He's got height, he's got reach. He's the younger guy in this matchup, but Latu, he's just a dog, man. He got this call on short notice, go up to heavyweight, fight a bigger man. Doesn't care. Came out of a 5-round fight in another promotion against Greg Hardy recently.
Yeah.
Said he got his nose broken and he liked the feeling of it. He likes to get a little bit dirty in there, although he really is a polished striker. I think this is a match where RJ Harris is going to be the one trying to make it dirty and utilize that size advantage.
Took Greg Hardy to decision, broke his nose, as Alan said, and here he is, back at it. Took this fight on less than 2 weeks' notice. And facing the 27-year-old RJ Harris, who's getting a lot of shine, but this is his toughest test of his career, going against the experienced Latu.
Yeah, you see how easily Latu gets his kick up, right? 6'6", not a problem. He'll get his head kick over there.
It is
very
crazy.
Good. Yeah, he's very polished in the striking. You see he's got those Muay Thai shorts on for a reason. This is a tough task, though, right? A big guy that presents a lot of trouble if he gets on top. Now, if Latu can keep the fight like this, he's going to have a great opportunity to chop him down and find that big shot to eventually get the kill switch.
RJ Harris pushing Latu back and now attacking the neck. With guillotine choke. Harris looking for a submission. He has 2 already on his resume.
Latu's got to fight the hands right here. Doing just that. Trying to break the grip right here, and then he needs to swivel his head inward. Harris applying pressure, just, as I said, 35 pounds. So anytime these guys find themselves tangled up against the fence, he's going to have an advantage right here. Harris in his last outing, Ron, had an opponent willing to just stand toe-to-toe.
Yes, he did.
It didn't work out for his opponent.
Moreno.
He has a lot of power, a very big man. But
yes,
told us in this matchup, this is what he wants to do. He wants to lean on Latu, make him carry that weight, utilize that size advantage, and try to find a finish there.
Coming off his fastest finish, that knockout against Almaro, LFA 223.
Oh, nice liver shot. Latu 8-1.
17 seconds. Oh, big shots being exchanged now. Both fighters landing.
Latu showing some nice boxing, digging the liver, but then on the exchange after, he got caught with something. Recovered well.
Under 2 minutes to go, opening round. 3 first-round finishes for Latu, 2 first-rounders for R.J. Harris. LFA heavyweight division.
Not a lot happening right here against the fence, but it will wear down Latu. Bigger man leaning on you, you're carrying his weight, trying everything just to dig an underhook and circle off, where RJ can do this all day. It's effortlessly for him to lean on somebody. This is where you're going to see Latu do his best work.
Low kick delivered from Latu, attacking that lead leg now, maybe to slow down the attack from R.J. Harris.
Yeah, it's a great game plan. Keep chopping the leg. I haven't seen R.J. Harris try to check it yet or even remove his leg from it, so he could stay with that. A couple more hard kicks, we might see R.J. Harris changing his stances.
Latu reaching, but gets the jab through. Going to the body. And this is the experience of Phil Latu. He will keep you guessing. Circles around.
And although Latu's a smaller man, this is a step up in competition for R.J. Harris. So he's only been training MMA for 3 years. An athlete, you know, wrestled in high school, football in college, but training for 3 years and fighting a guy that's a formal title challenger. You're seeing him have to make adjustments here on the feet.
Latu with the high kick. Great stand-up action in the opening frame.
Whoa. Both guys showing it like they were going to rush in.
It looked like the bull rushing in. Oh, and Latu with the hook.
Yeah, that was a clean hook.
And we will move on to the second round. R.J. Harris from Ohio and Colorado's Phil Latu has a lot of friends and family here in the Minneapolis area. Check out some of the action here in that opening round. Beautiful body shot, Alan.
Yeah, take a look at this exchange. Gets one to the liver, then eats a big one. I mean, it really jarred his head right there on a swivel. Recovered very well. Continued chopping the legs. Latu's doing a good job of rolling underneath the punches of Harris and then trying to find a punch on top of that when he doesn't see it coming. Is this the end of the round? Watch right here. Head low. Throws that hook. This has been something we've been seeing a pattern where he's kind of rolling below the punches of Harris, punching high. Look out for that in his second round as well.
Slight edge goes to R.J. Harris in strikes, outstriking Latu 26-21 in that opening round. Latu, though, landing 9 of 13 of his kicks. And Harris going 6 for 6 with his knees.
Latu should get, sorry about that, Ron. Latu should get right back on that calf kick as well. Start the round, let him know nothing is free in this fight.
Yeah, I like that. He listened to you, Alan.
And then get back to rolling underneath those punches. R.J. Harris is a big, strong man, but he does still kind of keep his punches wide, right? I like that. If he can kind of stay tight, walk down Latu with the jab. But when he starts to open up big, Latu's seeing it. His vision's very good, and he's able to roll and counter on top.
3-sport pro athlete, Latu, competing, of course, in MMA, but kickboxing and boxing as well. The 34-year-old said, I got 4 or 5 years left in me. I want to do it all. Love his attitude. Training at high altitude martial arts in Colorado.
Harris starting to be very aware of those kicks. Latu's missed the last couple ones of them.
But look at the damage to his calf.
You're right. I mean, it's
turning colors.
It's one more kick away from him really having to make an adjustment.
And I think that's a brilliant game plan from the veteran Phil Latu. Slow down the big 6'6" behemoth R.J. Harris with those calf kicks.
Oh, I like how Latu's starting. Oh, big punch landed right there by Latu.
Without a doubt, and he just seems to be a step ahead of Harris right now.
And this is the factor that a lot of heavyweights you're seeing success in the heavyweight division in the UFC and LFA, where guys that are smaller are utilizing it to be the faster man.
Yeah.
Size doesn't always matter unless he's on top of you, but if we're standing and trading in the middle, the faster man a lot of times will get the better of the exchange, and we're seeing that now with Latu.
Phil Latu, 26 pounds lighter than R.J. Harris. Said he was going to use his experience in this, and there are 2 more low kicks delivered by Latu.
Nice leg kick delivered right there by Harris, yeah. But you see the type of fight that Latu's created, right? Now these 2 guys standing in the middle. I mean, this is something that Latu can do all day now. He's kind of taken that blitz takedown opportunity away from R.J. Harris.
Past the midway point of the second round, scheduled for 3 LFA heavyweight division. Follow the LFA on all social media platforms at LFA Fighting.
Both guys exchanging hooks at the same time. Harris needs to use these opportunities where he has Latu near the fence and blitz forward like this and push him against the fence. This is going to create openings for Harris right here. Try to get a takedown. Try to get that size advantage on top of him on the mat.
That would be a huge key if Harris could get Latu on the ground.
But did you see how fastly, how quickly Latu swiveled off of the fence?
Yeah, you bet.
Experience showing right here.
Veteran fighter, no doubt about it.
Look out for any type of breakaway elbows like that. Go spin. Latu's really committing to that left hook. Oh, there it is.
Nice. Latu's punches and good counter from Harris.
Wow. I like what I'm seeing out of Harris. He ate that.
Both of these men can eat a punch, Alan.
Yeah. Both showing some great shins tonight.
Oh, and Harris
this is a bad position.
Attacking the neck.
This is deep.
Very deep. R.J. Harris looking to end this fight, and he does. Chokes out Phil Latu. R.J. Harris, his 3rd submission victory. He remains undefeated and keeps his perfect record intact. I mean, Alan, he just caught Phil Latu, and it was over and out.
I mean, he was dangling in the air, Ron. That is something to look. Size isn't always an advantage unless you're picking up somebody who's 6'2", and you're 6'6" with a 35-pound reach advantage. He got him in the guillotine and literally just elevated him up in the air. A big man like Phil Latu, 232 pounds, and his feet were just dangling.
That's insane.
Got the standing guillotine. Great comeback for R.J. Harris.
Well, and great experience for the young 27-year-old R.J. Harris, too. Let's check out the work here. That knee caught him on the break, and that was the beginning of the end.
Yeah, a little bit of a momentum shift right here. You see Harris starting to apply the pressure, landed some good strikes after both of them had some good moments. Now you see that big knee. I was wondering if that landed, but he stayed hunched over long enough for Harris to lock this one up a lot cleaner than he did on the first one. And you can see Latu was kind of wincing. Look how deep that arm is. You can tell that's underneath the chin. If we can get a wide shot as well, I'd love to see Latu's feet dangling there, because he had him completely elevated.
He did.
If Latu had his feet on the ground, he'd be able to survive, but there was no chance in that one.
Make it 5 straight victories for R.J. Harris. The official time of the stoppage is next.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Chris Claviter, calls a stop to this fight. 4 minutes, 1 second into the second round, declaring your winner by tap out in a standing guillotine choke, RJ the Hammer Harris.
What a win for RJ Harris. Another undefeated athlete keeps his record perfect. Ohio's RJ Harris win streak has reached 5 in a row. And I think, Alan, he has officially put the LFA heavyweight division on alert.
Well, he's certainly a lot to deal with. You don't often see a 6'2", 232-pound man dangling in the air, but RJ Harris was able to do that to Latu.
Second round submission, his third win via submission. He had a victory via Americana and a forearm choke. Now he adds a standing guillotine to his resume. Well, it has been a crazy 36 hours for Minnesota product Tanner Trembley, who at one point thought he was fighting Elijah Johns in the main event until Johns was forced out to withdraw due to illness. Trembley is standing by with our ring reporter, Carissa Maxwell. Carissa.
Thanks, Ron. I am here with our now co-main event, Tanner Trembley. Now, I know this is not the fight on the card you were expecting. This is not the matchup you were expecting. It's been a, Minnesota Wild 24 hours for you. Where were you and what were you doing when you got the call that, wait, actually, you are fighting?
So I came in, I said hi to everyone. Everyone's like, man, sorry, giving me that whole spiel. And then I went, I still hadn't really eaten yet. So my wife and kids and I went just right next door, got some food. I ordered a beer. I was like, I haven't drank in a little bit here, so I ordered a beer, got half of it down, and then they call me and they're like, hey, why don't you step on the scale, just in case. Step on the scale. If you don't step on the scale, nothing's gonna happen. So I stepped on the scale, weighed 158, and they're like, man, we're gonna try to find something. And then it was a few hours later, probably about 5:30 last night, is when they were like, yep, he accepted. So it was crazy. I'm moving up a weight, but it's all good.
Yeah, I was going to say, the beer and wings was probably a good choice, being that you had to put on 15 pounds for this catchweight bout. You didn't have any time to really study your opponent, so what do you know about Corey Taylor?
He's good. I think he's 6-1, so obviously he's pretty good. I just don't think he's faced the level of competition that I have. I don't think he's on my level. I think skill for skill, I'm a lot better. But we're going to see.
Well, you are a hometown fighter. This is a very excited crowd. I know that they're all happy to see you back on the card. So good luck in the co-main event tonight.
Co-main of my own show, man. Yeah. Let's go.
Thanks, Tanner. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Carissa. I love it. What an emotional roller coaster ride it has been for Tanner Trembley, Allen, who now fights Corey Taylor at a catch weight of 160 pounds instead of Elijah Johns at 145, as he told Carissa, going up really almost a whole weight class.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to have any difficulty with it at all. I met up with Tanner in Mexico City a couple of weeks ago, and we rolled, and I'm much bigger than him, and I was fighting for my life. This guy is a strangler at heart. If he gets on the ground, he's looking to guillotine you, dar shoot, choke you, anaconda, anything he can do to get his arms around you. So going up in weight right here, yes, he's going up a weight class, but he's also a guy that puts on a significant amount of weight and carries himself very well in there.
Well, that is the new co-main event. Tanner Trembley taking on Corey Taylor at a 160-pound catch weight. It's MMA Madness in May when the LFA stages a triple header of events on 3 consecutive Fridays. It all begins on May 15th when the Foxwood Resort Casino Hotel in Mashantucket, Connecticut plays host to LFA number 232. Top featherweight square-off for the vacant 145-pound strap when Brazil's Eric Visconti clashes with undefeated Gustavo Pintos from Uruguay. Visconti was awarded the 2025 LFA Fans' Choice Award for Knockout of the Year and now looks to add featherweight champion to his impressive resume, while Gustavo Pintos strives for his 11th consecutive victory and the LFA Featherweight World Championship. The belt was vacated when former champ Le'Veon Douglas got the UFC call-up. Tickets are still available at Ticketmaster.com, and for card updates, athlete features, and an event preview from inside LFA, check out at LFA Fighting. Up next, LFA veteran and the extremely powerful Scuba Steve Collins goes for another show-stopping finish in his 7th straight win, when he clashes with Faust from Utah, who makes his LFA debut and has won 4 of 5 fights. This is LFA number 231, exclusively on Vice TV.
The future of fortune, the edge of exhilaration. At DimeBit.com, the odds are rewritten, the stakes are redefined, and the thrill is unparalleled. Not just a game, a revolution in motion. Imagine a world where every wager is a step closer to the ultimate prize. When the world plays safe, you play smart. DimeBit.com, casino, sportsbook, your playground of possibilities. It's engineered adrenaline, push past the boundaries, defy expectations. Visit us now.
CPI, stem cells, they could do some wild shit down there.
My shoulder was jacked. I went down there, worked, man.
Eric Anders' neck was up, and then he went down and got stem cell treatment. Now it doesn't bother him at all anymore.
I definitely recommend CPI. It's changed my life. The best stem cell clinic in the world.
I just come and I do stem cells to make sure that I'm resetting my body and staying healthy.
It regenerates tissue, reduces inflammation. The results are amazing.
When it comes to the science of stem cells, no one comes close to CPI. There's not even a close second.
A local jump spot. This is where I've learned pretty much all the tricks that I know, and I spend so much time here just to get comfortable in jumps and also just to train.
The condition is like -15, so the feeling temperature is like -25.
Today is tournament day. We're going to be taking you through from start to finish. Hopefully we win the whole thing and celebrate with y'all.
The idea of the day is to help you learn what is your best swim position in a wetsuit. We now try and determine her perfect swim pace for an Ironman distance.
Bruce Irons.
One of the best tube riders in the world.
Bruce Irons.
Back in Minnesota for LFA number 231. Once again, the spotlight turns to the lightweight division. Here are the numbers and the tail of the tape, powered by CPI Stem Cell. 2 blue chip prospects ready to clash. The machine, Faust, is 24 years old, and Scuba Steve Collins, 1 year his elder. Collins is an inch taller and slightly longer in the arms. Both athletes made the lightweight limit. Back inside the LFA Octagon, and Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA lightweight division, brought to you tonight by CPI, Cellular Performance Institute, a global leader in stem cells and cellular optimization treatments. Learn more at cellularperformanceinstitute.com. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5'10", weight in 156 pounds. He holds a 6-0 professional record with 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Representing G2 MMA, fighting out of Mokina, Illinois, Scuba Steve Collins. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a mixed martial artist standing 5'9", weight in 155.4 pounds. He holds a 4-1 professional record with 1 win coming by way of knockout and 2 wins by way of submission. Representing One Hit MMA, fighting out of Layton, Utah, Cole the Machine Faust. Your referee, Chris Cleveter.
We went over the rules backstage. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. If you'd like to touch gloves, do so now. Go back to your corners and come out ready to fight.
Cole Faust making his LFA debut. He said he grew up watching you in the RFA and Legacy, and he said he grew up listening to me during these broadcasts. Nice kid, Stephen Collins. Scuba Steve making his 5th LFA appearance.
He said he did all that when he was growing up, hence that he made us feel a little bit old when we were having that conversation with him.
I started the broadcast off calling us the OGs, Alan, so, that's about accurate.
You look at the physique on both of these guys. We know how good of an athlete, good of a fighter Scuba Steve Collins is. Cole Faust, I mean, even Steve, when we had an interview with him, said you could tell Cole Faust looks like a strong guy. He's got a good physique. Yeah. Our producer Jamie was just raving about him.
Yeah, he does that a lot. Kind of strange, but hey, whatever. Good on him.
Both of these guys come from a wrestling background, so either one of these guys could change the momentum with the takedown in this fight. Scuba Steve, known for his boxing. He boxes 3 days a week. He feels very confident and superior to most of the guys that he goes against. Interesting in this matchup is Cole Faust, I think, might be the faster guy, maybe with kicks, not necessarily the boxing, but he moves very fast. But Cole's a guy that has 2 heel hooks in his 4 wins.
Right.
Anytime you have an ace up your sleeve, like you're a heel hook artist, it could change the momentum of a fight in a second. You're in a bad position, and you lock that on. Next thing you know, you're getting the tap.
That's what Faust said. He wants to use his speed to keep this fight standing.
You saw how fast that kick was, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, very flexible, very good speed on those kicks.
Front kick to the body.
Collins is going to have to cover the distance and let those hands go.
Collins said, no doubt about it, my boxing and power is the advantage in this fight, but was very aware of his heel hooks.
Nice jab, levels to the jab right there for Faust.
4-1, Faust coming off his first loss as a pro. I mean, we asked him, hey, lessons learned. He just said, I need to work harder. I put my head down, kept grinding, and here I am. I added more weight and massive power, and he does look big.
Collins just landed a combination. You see him do that a lot, where he'll kind of work all levels with his hands. So start at the body and work his way upstairs in a 3, 4, 5 punch combination. One of the better guys in the division at that type of boxing.
We saw Canon Swanson kick off the action and take the O from Quintin Richards in a big lightweight matchup, and now these 2 155-pounders looking to make a statement. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban. Carissa Maxwell with you as well. Here from Prior Lake, Minnesota. Ooh, fast hand from Scuba Steve. Punches his way into a takedown attempt. For now, Cole Faust fending it off.
Yeah, I thought he was going to have that one. Seemed to have him square against the fence, and it looked like his hands were locked, but nice job hipping into it, did Faust, bringing him up. You don't want anybody on your hips. You want to either push him down or up, and he was able to bring him up, get that overhook, avoid that takedown, did Faust. Faust is a Utah state champion. He won state at 182 pounds.
Layton High School back in 2019. Started martial arts and wrestling at age 6, but he's also a brown belt in BJJ and a black belt in kickboxing. I mean, Cole Faust, known as the Machine, definitely the whole package. And so far doesn't seem to be letting the big stage and bright lights get to him in his LFA debut.
Doing a nice job digging for that underhook right there. Great job utilizing, C-cupping that bicep of Collins and then elbowing on the break.
Nice little exchange as we come up to 1 minute to go in the opening round. Collins continuing to fire away. Little fake.
Yeah, Collins
Down
points at
here.
the ground,
Love
punches
it.
up high.
It's classic. Do that to my kids all the time.
Oh, that one looks to be checked from Faust.
Collins switching stances, trying to keep Collins guessing. Nice kick to the body from Faust.
Yeah, we've already seen 2 liver kick knockouts tonight, one on the prelim, one on the main card. It's been a trend tonight.
Back and forth opening round. A nice combination from Collins and Faust firing back.
Both guys opening up against the fence.
Oh, there's the power of Steve Collins. Looked like Faust would fend off that takedown, but Collins just drove him down, scores the first takedown of the fight as time winds down in the opening round.
And a strong way to finish the round right there. Collins was the guy pressing forward the majority of the round. See him coming forward. These guys, that's the combination work I was talking about. Multiple punches to the body, goes upstairs, looks for the takedown, did not get that one. Once again, both guys landing, Collins getting the better of it, finds an opportunity. This time he's deeper. Collins is known for his power and elevation. He's got a highlight reel, viral knockout, somebody trying to armbar him. He picked him up overhead.
The body
and slammed
slam,
him.
yes.
Beautiful knockout. And Collins is a guy that we spoke to that, like, he wants those viral moments, right? He wants to be known for knockouts and things that break the internet, and he's got the record. He's a fun fighter. He's looking for those big moments, but he's got a tough challenge right here with Cole Faust.
Ring girl Kayla got us ready for round number 2. Big matchup in the lightweight division. Cole Faust and Steve Collins. Who'd you give that first round to?
It seemed like Collins not only was pressing the action more, but he ended the round very strong.
I agree. Outstriking Faust 37-21.
It looks like now that Collins was able to get that takedown, felt a little bit of a kink in the armor of Faust, that maybe he could land another one. Might have been a low blow right here.
Yeah, the knee from Steve Collins.
Collins saying it wasn't low.
Well, Cole Faust believes it got him in the junk, and
I mean,
100%.
I don't know.
I mean, Steve Collins is still disagreeing.
It looks right up
but
the
the
center to
video,
me.
I don't think really lies on that one. Maybe he just felt it was a bit
Yeah.
outside. But
I mean, it was in between the legs, that's for sure. I don't know how the depth of it, but it was on target.
Referee Chris Clovetter.
Unintentional, obviously. You know, these guys are just trying to land something. It happens. But, you know, the trend in MMA right now is certainly strong warnings and then point deductions after. So Collins needs to watch his weapons after this.
Well, Clovetter definitely was talking to Collins about keeping those strikes up.
Oh, look, just the flexibility that Faust has. You have to be aware at all times where these kicks are coming from different angles.
Extremely athletic.
If I'm Cole Faust right now, we're about, we're second round right now, but he needs to start pressing forward. It's been a bit of a close matchup, but Collins is the guy pressing the action. Collins is the guy putting Faust against the fence. And in close fights, that's what judges are going to remember. Got an opportunity here. He was on the neck for a second. Collins broke free.
Gilbert grappling team telling Steve Collins,
kill time,
let's kill some time.
Got reversed right here, though.
Cole Faust training at One Hit MMA, Layton, Utah.
They're asking for knees. He needs to be cautious, though, because another knee low might be a point deduction. Again, both guys wrestled in high school. You're seeing that kind of stalemate right here when they do-si-do back and forth.
And Steve Collins' team, they're pleading with him to throw some knees. They're willing to take the chance.
See, that was almost a low one. I'm not mad at Steve for holding off on those knees. It's not a clear target right now. He's not in a good position with his hips to throw a good knee anyway.
Now it's Faust gets a knee to the body through. Approaching the midway point of the second round.
Don't often see Steve Collins held against a fence like this.
And I think that's what you touched on earlier, just the massive power of Cole Faust being able to do so, because we've never seen this before, Alan.
And when I asked Faust, like, what did you improve upon after your last fight? He said, I put on size, got in strength and conditioning, got stronger, got bigger to prepare for this matchup, knowing how strong Collins is. And you're seeing a little cut or something, maybe a scratch, but nonetheless, a little damage on the right eye of Cole Faust.
And Collins having success with his counter punching now leading the dance. Faust circles around, reset in the center of the octagon.
Collins does very well when he backs Faust up behind that black line, because when you're against the fence, it takes away a lot of your weapons, especially a kicker. So you put him against the fence, it takes that ability to wind up for the kick. And if they're in boxing range, Collins knows he has the advantage there. See, in the open, he's able to wind up those big kicks.
Seen some fun showmanship tonight here at LFA 231, but both fighters now back to business. A low cut under the eye of Cole Faust.
Oh, good shots getting into the body right there.
Faust seems to be willing to take those shots to try to get a knee.
Yeah, I was going to say that. That's the second time I've seen that when they were in the clinch position, Faust is looking for the knee to the face. Collins is looking for the body shot. So far, Collins won both of those exchanges in the clinch.
And now, ripping body shots from Collins. Fighters right in front of us. Coming up on 45 seconds.
Collins whispering right now, to us. Yeah, I got this. Was using a nice shot with his body, using the leverage, leaning on him.
Yeah, I think right now Cole Faust has got to turn it up. Nice high kick, but blocked by Collins.
And stay in the middle here, where he could use these long-range weapons. But against the fence, this is when Steve has been winning the fight.
Oh. Boom, another takedown from Steve Collins. Plants Cole Faust on his back, inside the guard now. A very dangerous fighter off his back.
Certainly is. Looks for the leg locks. He's got two of them on his record already. Short time here, and these guys are slippery, so it's going to get harder and harder. Steve needs to turn around.
It's not over. Holy moly.
Did he think the round was over?
Steve Collins thought it was over.
He just ate a kick to the face.
And he ate two kicks. That was crazy.
He needs to lock in. Steve needs to lock in right now and not let this fight slip away.
Wow. I was going to say it was a very smart move by Steve Collins to get up and stand this fight up, but maybe he thought the round was over. He just nonchalantly was walking back, and he ate a couple kicks.
Yeah, he's kind of losing his focus right now. Steve needs to stay focused, because what he's doing is working. Crashing in on the inside, utilizing his boxing, getting the body shots. He's winning the takedown fights against the fence. Staying out of any significant danger from Faust. Look at this. He's walking away. There's still time on the clock. Eats one kick. That one lands. Collins is lucky he didn't get TKO'd right there. As soon as the round ended, Ron, his corner ran in here and tried to lock him back in.
We'll see if he can pull it together for this third and final round. A mental lapse from Steve Collins almost proved costly. Third and final round, Faust delivering a couple kicks. Well, we began the broadcast saying expect the unexpected, and as always, an MMA event delivers.
You know, Collins is kind of a reserved, humble person in person. Well, we speak to him at least, you know. But inside the cage, I mean, like, he's got this swagger that starts to come out. Like, he
100%.
wants, yeah, he wants to kind of mental warfare with you, kind of mess with you.
Yeah.
This is where he does his best work. Push him against the fence, behind that black line, and letting his hands go like that.
Overhand right from Collins, backs Faust up. 3 knockout victories for Steve Collins, looking to stay perfect.
Faust has got to start looking for something that's going to end this fight.
Steve Collins just recently had a baby, Damien, in December. Congratulations to him and his family. Said, you getting any sleep? He said, well, the best sleep I've had in a minute was right here last night in Minnesota. Well said, sir.
I remember those days where you're training so, especially with a baby at home, but even without a baby, you're training and it's just eat, sleep, train, repeat. It's the grind. You get to fight week and it's almost relaxing because you get to sleep late in your hotel room and you're not training twice a day. And Collins was taking advantage of that and looking good in this fight. He's tactically, he's fighting his type of fight, smothering you, staying in boxing range, and utilizing the wrestling when it's needed.
Landing 70% of his strikes thrown, outstriking Faust now 79-49.
Good counter right there by
and
Faust.
And now there's a lot of damage to the face of Faust. Those powerful punches of Steve Collins beginning to do some damage.
Faust doesn't seem to be quite as comfortable in the pocket as Collins. I'd like to see him throw a kick and immediately return with the punches, set up his punches with the kicks. Again, Collins is the guy that tells us that he does boxing about 3 days a week. So when you're in that mid-range, he's very comfortable there.
Looking for a takedown, and now Faust has the neck of Steve Collins, but there's the power. Collins able to escape. Halfway through the third and final round, Collins and Faust. Faust shoots in now. Beautiful scrawl from Steve Collins.
Needs to make sure and cover that head so Faust can't slip through the side. Steve's corner was saying head up. They don't want him stuck in a guillotine.
Right.
They don't want to give this fight away.
2 submission wins for Faust. Kid won 6 amateur titles, went 9-1 as an amateur with 7 submissions. He is very dangerous, but he needs a finish here in the third round. Steve Collins thought that might have been a shot south of the border. Letting referee Chris Clovetter know about it. And now Collins again on the neck, but Faust powers through. Elbow on the break from Faust.
Good job by Faust digging that underhook. Losing time right here, though. I know a submission would be an opportunity for a comeback, but unless it's some type of last-minute heel hook or something, I think he's going to have to go for the knockout. Just put himself in harm's way, unfortunately. Collins once again with double unders, has his hands together.
Oh, wow. With 40 seconds to go, an opportunity for Faust.
Faust has that Kimura grip. He's not going to get it, though.
Wow. What an escape from Steve Collins.
Yeah, it's tough to Kimura sweep somebody from that angle, and then you have a guy strong like Collins. Been in those positions before where he's picked people up over his head and slammed them. Collins is likely going to ride this one out on top. See if he can get some damage off before the bell.
Faust very active here as time winds down in the final rounds, and that will do it. We will go to the judges' scorecards, and Collins delivers a knee at the end, and he's going to hear from Chris Clovetta, our referee. Some bad blood between these two that stemmed from that first, probably a low blow, and then Faust delivering those kicks when Steve Collins thought I believe the round was over and was nonchalantly walking back to his corner.
Whatever it is, Steve has a bit of a chip on his shoulder this matchup. I thought he fought well, lost his focus a little bit at the end of one of the rounds, but other than that, really controlled where this fight took place. Backed up Faust. Look, he went for a bit of a throw right here, lateral drop type move, and those are risky. You have somebody who knows how to wrestle as well, you'll end up on your back, but did a nice job scrambling, finishing the fight on top, utilizing his boxing throughout the majority of this matchup, finding an opportunity to be the stronger guy as well.
Could be a statement made for Steve Collins. We will find out the official decision on the other side.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. In the judges' score this bout, 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27 all for your winner by unanimous decision, Scuba Steve Collins.
Scuba Steve Collins extends an already impressive run to 7 victories in a row. Continues to swim his way up the lightweight rankings. Really gets his name into that title fight conversation. Another victory. 4th decision though, but he improves to a perfect 7-0. Well, yesterday, U.S. Army vet Corey Taylor was preparing to fight undefeated Dan Holt from the UK until Holt missed weight, came in heavy. Taylor decided not to reward Holt for his mistake and declined the fight. Fortunately for Taylor, Tanner Trembley accepted a catch weight of 160 pounds, and now Taylor is ready for his LFA debut. But first, he will speak with Carissa Maxwell.
Thanks, Ron. I'm with the second half of tonight's co-main event, Corey Taylor. Corey, it's been a wild 24 hours. A lot has changed. Your opponent did not make weight, Dan Holt. And yes, you got promoted to the co-main event by taking this fight now with Tanner Trembley. But you could have had a lot more. There was money on the table. There was definitely incentive to take that fight. But what was it about the situation that made you take this matchup with Tanner Trembley instead?
For me at this point, it's not really about the money. It was more of a principle thing. You know, he talked a lot all camp. So I was really looking forward to shutting him up. But when he missed weight, you know, I wasn't going to reward him with actually getting that fight and him getting paid as well. Yeah, he reached out to me, his corner reached out to me, and they offered me a lot of money to fight him. But at the same time, my manager reached out to me and let me know that I had the opportunity to move up to the co-main and fight Trembley. And I'd much rather take that. He made weight. He did his job, what he was supposed to be doing, you know. And, you know, Dan Holt didn't. So I wasn't going to reward that, especially, you know, when he talked the whole camp. It just wasn't happening.
So how has your mentality changed now going into this fight, knowing that you did have that a little bit of animosity with, Dan Holt with the trash talking, and Tanner Trembley is so not that guy. In fact, we saw you hug. So how has that changed your mindset going into this matchup?
My mindset, it doesn't change. I mean, I have no animosity towards Trembley, obviously. I'm the same exact way. I've never talked trash to any of my opponents before. So it's a normal fight. I usually don't have guys talk trash to me, so mindset hasn't changed. I'd be honest, or I'd be lying if I said that it didn't give me a little bit of joy to see Dan Holt cry a little bit when I told him I wasn't going to take the fight with him. So.
Well, we're excited to see you still on the card in the co-main event in this very exciting matchup. You are, going against the Tanner Trembley crowd, though, that came here to see him. So you're going to be a heel. As honorable as you're trying to be, you're the heel in this fight. But good luck, and thank you so much for the time. Back to you guys.
Well, a very honorable man, Corey Taylor, making his LFA debut and continuing the theme of expect the unexpected. Just got word from the Minnesota State Commission that Steve Collins will be suspended for 60 days for jumping up onto the cage after they told him not to. It's a Minnesota rule, so Steve Collins will be on the shelf for 60 days, Alan.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really agree with that. Everybody, after a victory or after a fight, you want to jump up on the cage. I mean,
I agree.
Whatever.
I agree.
It was a crazy fight. Expect the unexpected, I guess. 60-day slap on the wrist. No big
2 months. Expect Scuba Steve back after the suspension, but action rolls on here in Minnesota.
A doubleheader of World Championship title fights highlights a can't-miss LFA number 233 card on Friday, May 22nd from the Seneca Allegheny Casino in Salamanca, New York. The welterweight strap hangs in the balance when champion Jonathan Piersma defends his title for the first time against American top team product Martin Camillo. The co-main event will feature the LFA Lightweight Championship as well as top East Coast contender. Ruthless Robert Ferriccio challenges the reigning champion from California, El Machete, Richie Miranda. Get your tickets now for this must-see event at Ticketmaster.com and follow the LFA on all social media platforms for more information, athlete profiles, and event preview from Inside LFA at LFA Fighting. More lightweights ready to throw down next when Russia's Nikita Kulshin, who now trains at Killcliff FC in Florida, looks to extend his unbeaten streak to 9 straight. He'll get a tough test, though, from 25-fight veteran from Brazil, Junior Melo, who returns to the LFA Octagon for the first time in over 3 years. LFA number 231 rolls on the other side.
We're going to do some striking, some development on technique.
We are going to have a great sesh today with the crew. I'm super excited.
Top USA teams to get ready for our first international events.
Indeed, definitely. As Haycox now looks to attack the knee. Oh, he's got it!
The future of fortune. The edge of exhilaration. At Dimebit.com, the odds are rewritten, the stakes are redefined, and the thrill is unparalleled. Not just a game, a revolution in motion. Imagine a world where every wager is a step closer to the ultimate prize. When the world plays safe, you play smart. Dimebit.com, casino, sportsbook, your playground of possibilities. It's engineered adrenaline, push past the boundaries, defy expectations. Visit us now.
Bruce Irons.
Being one of the best tube riders in the world.
Bruce Irons.
CPI, stem cells, they could do some wild shit down there.
My shoulder was jacked. I went down there, worked, man.
Eric Anders' neck was f***ed up, and then he went down and got stem cell treatment. Now it doesn't bother him at all anymore.
I definitely recommend CPI. It's changed my life. The best stem cell clinic in the world.
I just come and I do stem cells to make sure that I'm resetting my body and staying healthy.
It regenerates tissue, reduces inflammation. The results are amazing.
When it comes to the science of stem cells, no one comes close to CPI. There's not even a close second.
Retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline away.
Mystic Lake Hotel Casino playing host to LFA 231. It's going to be a busy spring in the lightweight division. Champion Richie Miranda will defend his strap at LFA 233 in May. And the interim lightweight champion Jefferson Nascimento will also defend his belt at the end of the month, making this a big fight in the division between undefeated Nikita Koulshin, who would love to make a statement, and Junior Melo, the 25-fight veteran. Fight odds powered by DimeBit. Scan the QR code on the screen and get in on the LFA 231 action. DimeBit, the official casino and sportsbook of the LFA. Junior Melo, the veteran, a big-time underdog at plus 1050, and that is not a mistake. Count up the zeros. Nikita Koulshin, the biggest favorite on the card, at minus 10,000. Let's now go back inside the LFA Octagon and Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the LFA Octagon, Nikita Koulshin.
Still unbeaten as a pro and amateur and riding the momentum of a 14-fight win streak, including his amateur career. Russia's Nikita Koulshin makes his 6th LFA appearance tonight, 5-0 in the organization. He's 8-0 as a pro, 6-0 as an amateur. But really, Alan, the big key tonight, I think, is for him to get back to his finishing ways. He has been to a decision in 4 straight fights. His last finish was April 14th, 2023 at LFA 156.
I hate to always harp on this, right? Because he is such a good fighter. Really doesn't show any weaknesses, but as you said, Ron, we want to see finishes. The UFC wants to see finishes. The LFA wants to see finishes. He's trying out there. He just hasn't been able to get them. When he does get them, they're amazing. He's tied for the LFA lightweight history, a 17-second knockout. You see the hands right there. But he has no holes in his game. Tight boxing on the inside. Utilizes that to cover the distance. Great grappling, controls you on top, athleticism. A real student of the game. Undefeated as an amateur, undefeated as a pro. He's still a young guy, 26 years old. Really a type of guy that you would love to have come to your gym. Just a hard worker, very humble, doing everything he needs to do. As you said, that elusive finish is what he's looking for tonight.
Hey, but this guy can finish an opponent. He has a 17-second finish when he took out Giovanna Cruz back at LFA 156 in 2023.
His opponent now making his way to the LFA octagon, Junior Melo.
In his first LFA appearance in over 3 years, 25-fight veteran and BJJ black belt from Brazil, Junior Melo makes his 26th walk to the cage, looking to derail that Nikita Koulshin hype train tonight. Allen comes in with a 93% finish rate, 7 knockouts, 7 submissions, and 15 wins. Fourth LFA appearance, comes in with a 2-1 record, but his first since LFA 147 in 2020 when he lost to current UFC fighter Mel Costa. So really that was a tough matchup, but this guy, speaking of finishes, he has 9 of them.
Yeah, this guy is a finisher through and through. I mean, we talk about, you said Mel Costa was one of his opponents. He's had no easy fights his entire career. You know, he fought
Definitely.
my guy Tommy Aaron early on, Mel Costa. You see this fight right here, has power in his hands. He believes that's going to be the difference in this matchup. He knows Nikita Koulshin is a volume puncher, but doesn't believe he has the power to knock him out. Melo does have that power. He's very confident in it. As you said, a jiu-jitsu black belt, 7 knockouts, 7 submissions. He's very well rounded. Has some losses on his record, but he's also been fighting tough competition going up against his young up-and-comer, Nikita Koulshin.
And to that point, Allen, his opponent win-loss record, 262 victories compared to 137 defeats. So you are spot on. He has faced some true tough competition. Let's now check out the numbers and the tail of the tape, powered by Wolfpack. Junior Melo, 30 years old. Nikita Koulshin is 4 years younger. 2 inches the gap in height. Melo, the taller and slightly longer fighter. Both men weighed in just over 155 pounds. Back inside the mic.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the LFA 231 featured bout of the evening. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA lightweight division, brought to you tonight by Wolfpack. Never average, always a wolf. Wolfpack, the official backpack of the LFA. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This wrestler stands 5'9", weight in 155.2 pounds. He holds an 8-0 professional record with 1 win coming by way of knockout and 1 by way of submission. Representing Kill Cliff FC, fighting out of Deerfield Beach, Florida, by way of Vladikavkaz, Russia, Nikita Kulshin. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a jiu-jitsu style fighter, standing 5'11", weight in 155.4 pounds. He holds a 15-9 professional record with 7 wins coming by way of knockout and 7 by way of submission. Representing CDO Association, fighting out of Richmond, Virginia, by way of Fortaleza, Sierra, Brazil, Junior, the Fortaleza Kid, Melo. Your referee for the featured bout, Rob Madrigal.
All right, gentlemen, I need you to protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. I want you to fight hard, but fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Back up and we'll get started.
Nikita Koulshin, a huge favorite here in Prior Lake, Minnesota. Junior Melo looking for his 16th career victory. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban at cage side. Carissa Maxwell backstage doing the ring reporting tonight. We are glad you could be a part of LFA 231 exclusively on Vice TV.
Look for a lot of switches in the stance from Junior Melo. Power in the hands, dangerous on the ground. And on the other side, Nikita Koulshin, look for quantity, volume, and punches. And he told us in this matchup, he's going to try to strike to the body, strike to the chest, put some punches down low to touch the target, and then work his way upstairs as well.
Oh, big shot from Koulshin, drops Junior Melo. He's in trouble.
Koulshin
has finished this fight. Thank you and good night. Drops the mic. Nikita Koulshin talking about finishes. He gets one. His 3rd first-round finish. and did so in tremendous fashion.
What was the time on that one, Ron? We talked about he's tied with about a 17-second knockout. That one's going to be possibly rivaling it. A little bit of movement, and then when he saw the opportunity, he took it. And once he dropped Melo, he was hunting for that finish. He wasn't going to let another finish evade him.
Unofficially, I'm being told 35 seconds for Nikita Koulshin, training with the Killers at Killcliff FC. They sparred with Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns before this fight. Well, looks like that time was time well spent.
That was a long 35 seconds, if that is in fact the time, but these guys were feeling each other out. Melo was switching stances. He timed the kick right there. Melo kind of threw his lazy kick, and Koulshin did the exact right thing, countered it with the right hand, knocked him off balance. Take a look at this. One check, here comes the next one. You don't get a free one with a guy like Nikita Koulshin. He will read it, he will look to counter you, and as I said, he's been looking for that finish. He's such a good fighter. Wasn't getting the finishes that he felt he needed. Got it in this matchup. Way to finish your fight early for Nikita Koulshin.
We will find out the official time of the KO when we come back on Vice TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Rob Madrigal, calls a stop to this fight. 36 seconds of the very first round, declaring you winner by TKO, Nikita Kulshin.
26-year-old Nikita Koulshin scores a much-needed finish, his first since 2023, and he refuses to slow down. Koulshin is with Alan Joban.
All right, guys, I'm here with your winner, Nikita Koulshin. Nikita, one of the things we spoke about in this matchup was you've been hunting for a finish for the last couple of fights. You certainly made the most of it in this one.
Wow, I wait this moment and long time. I tell God, give me this like short fight. I want to finish. I want to make a step up. I want to like try in my power in UFC, or I already going up. Thank you for everybody. I think I level in UFC. I wanna fight the best of and best of. I'm here. Just give me chance, please. Give me chance.
I think after a performance like that, you'll be getting more chances. Look, you saw him throw a kick, and you checked the first one. He threw a kick after that. You hit him with the right hand, and you weren't letting him off the hook right there. You went for the ground and pound finish. After he threw the first kick, did you know you were going to counter back with that right hand right away?
Of course, I stay ready. I know he wanna change in stance. He every time starting like kicks, calf kicks. I stay ready. This and me and my coach Son Sariano make this like a count. Stay sharp. Stay ready for everything. And I'm just charged. I'm too fast for him. I know, but respect this guy. Respect everybody who go in this cage. But I wanna going up. I ready. You see, I'm ready every time, short notice.
I hear your corners. They're saying UFC. I know you want the UFC. You're 9-0 now. Fantastic performance. You've got a 17-second knockout. That was about a 30-something second knockout. What is next for you? Is you expecting to get that call up?
Yes, I'm ready for everything. I'm ready. And also, I want to say thank you for everything. Thank you, my team. Thank you, my everybody who support me. Everybody from... Everybody, hello, Minnesota, I'm second time here. Thank you so much. I think you're ready. I think you charge. Enjoy your time.
I love to see it. Minnesota loves you, man. Congratulations on that victory. Guys, put your hands together one more time for Nikita Koulshin.
I think Nikita Kulshin is enjoying his time inside the octagon tonight. Had a 17-second knockout. Now he adds a 36-second knockout to his resume. There he is with the Killcliff team and Coach Sean Soriano. What a finish for that kid.
What a finish, and he's a guy that's so humble, and it's hard to get something out of him. And look at him kind of coming out of his own right there.
Is.
Calling out the UFC, working the crowd right there. I think we see a new fighter now.
As you said, Alan, 9th straight win for Kulshin, but this is his 15th straight going back to his amateur career. Amazing. LFA number 234 on Friday, May 29th will conclude 3 straight Friday nights of fights when the Octagon returns to Brazil for the promotion's 3rd international show of 2026. The light heavyweight strap will be up for grabs when current title holder Lucas Fernando tangles with a former title challenger Leon Suarez. The champ Fernando needed only 63 seconds to capture the belt at LFA 214. While the Bonfim brothers trained Suarez gets his second shot at LFA Gold. Plus, the interim lightweight title will also be on the line when the interim champion Jefferson Nascimento defends his belt and looks for his 13th straight victory when he battles with Uruguay's Gian Morenta, who has scored 9 finishes in 9 wins. Follow the promotion at LFA Fighting on all social media platforms for card information, athlete profiles, and event preview from inside LFA. The co-main event is up next. Former St. Cloud State wrestler Tanner Trembley looks to keep his heater going and chalk up his 7th straight victory in front of the hometown fans. He'll meet promotional newbie, U.S. Army vet, and black belt and BJJ from Florida, Corey Taylor. You're watching LFA 213 on Vice TV.
Most people think getting in fighting shape is all about brutal workouts and starving yourself. They're wrong, and I should know.
World-renowned trainer of 12 UFC champions, 3-time trainer of the year.
Here's my secret weapon. Bondi Pure cuts off hunger and nourishes your body. This makes cutting, leaning out, and getting into top condition easy.
45,000 success stories and counting.
Try it risk-free for 90 days. Bondi Pure, it's the champion's secret to effortless weight cutting.
Bruce Irons.
One of the best 2 riders in the world.
Bruce Irons.
CPI, stem cells, they could do wild shit down there.
My shoulder was jacked. I went down there, worked, man.
Eric Ander's neck was up, and then he went down and got stem cell treatment. Now it doesn't bother him at all anymore.
I definitely recommend CPI. It's changed my life. The best stem cell clinic in the world.
I just come and I do stem cells to make sure that I'm resetting my body and staying healthy.
It regenerates tissue, reduces inflammation. The results are amazing.
When it comes to the science of stem cells, no one comes close to CPI. There's not even a close.
They're going to do some striking, some development on technique.
We are going to have a great sesh today with the crew. I'm super excited.
Top USA teams to get ready for our first international events.
Indeed, definitely. As Haycox now looks to attack the knee. Oh, he's got it!
Feel the rush of the cage. The spin of pure fortune. Dimebit.com, where MMA legends clash and casino reels ignite. Bet live on every punch, every takedown, every knockout. Dive into blazing slots and high-stakes tables. This isn't luck, it's engineered adrenaline. Risk meets reward. Champions are crowned. Diambit.com. Casino, sportsbook. Step into the fight. Visit now.
Welcome back to Prior Lake, Minnesota and LFA 231. Check out LFA.com for event and ticket information, exclusive LFA merch, and new episodes of Inside LFA. Tanner Trembley and Corey Taylor both thought they might not be fighting tonight, but they decided to meet at a 160-pound catch weight. Scan the QR code on the screen. Get in on the action for the co-main event at dimebit.com. Dimebit, the official casino and sportsbook of the LFA. Tanner Trembley, the undefeated fighter from Minnesota at 6-0, is the favorite at -217. And Corey Taylor, making his debut with a 6-1 record, comes in a very live underdog at +153. For the official fighter introductions, once again, Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the LFA Octagon, Corey Taylor.
Riding a back-to-back wins, BJJ black belt and U.S. Army vet, Corey Taylor makes his LFA debut, looking to play spoiler against an undefeated opponent tonight. He has an 83% finish rate, 4 knockouts and 1 submission for the BJJ black belt. Has a bachelor's degree in business, and Alan, something I know you probably respect a lot, being from Louisiana, has a job trapping alligators for the county, for a county in Florida. Got picked about it. He says he gets about 7 or 8 gators a week.
I didn't know where
is that a good number?
Where you were going with that? Yeah, I mean, yeah, an alligator nuisance trapper. He said that's not something that you can just apply for. It has to be kind of passed on to you. It's kind of a close-knit type of family. But look, Corey Taylor came in this week, and he's got his former opponent. You see right there in the background.
As he moves over right, well, now he stepped in front of Dan Holt.
There you go. Holt in the background over his right arm. That was supposed to be his original opponent. Holt did not make weight. These guys were going back and forth, not so much on Taylor's side, but Holt. Apparently, Holt was saying a lot of things to him on social media, a lot of trash talk. Corey Taylor and his wife didn't appreciate it. So when Holt did not make weight, Taylor said, I'm not going to reward him.
Yes,
I'm not going to give him his money.
Principle.
It's about principle in this one. They offered him a lot of money for what I'm hearing. More than he was going to make originally for this fight. He turned it down, took the fight against a bigger name and a higher up on the card, the co-main event against Tanner Trembley. We're going to find out if this risk paid off. But look, this is a guy, an Army veteran, a jiu-jitsu black belt, 4 knockouts, 1 submission to his credit, riding a 2-fight win streak like you said, but he's tough. He's scrappy in there. He's going to have a bit of a size advantage in here, and he feels like he's the harder hitter.
I appreciate that by Corey Taylor. I don't think I could do it, Alan. I probably would have taken the money and the opportunity to, get some revenge and take some frustration out at the guy who was talking all that trash talk. But here we are, Corey Taylor and Tanner Trembley, the co-main event. And now we check out the numbers and the tail of the tape. Oh, we'll do that in a minute. We need to get his opponent, Tanner Trembley, out first, and the man to do it, Mike, get him out here.
Now making his way to the LFA Octagon, Tanner Trembley.
Well, here's a Minnesota zone. Tanner Trembley unbeaten with a 100% finishing rate as both a pro and amateur. Getting his new opponent than originally planned. 6-0 as a pro, 4-0 as an AMI. 100% finish rate, 1 knockout and 5 submissions. Alan, he is riding a 10-fight win streak. He has had 3 submission wins in a row in his longest fight as a pro, only 7 minutes and 59 seconds. You know, what was funny in talking to him yesterday, when we asked him about the change of opponent, he's like, for a while, I thought I was fighting Holt. I did not know I was fighting Corey Taylor, so I was researching Holt. But how do you switch it off and on, Alan, when you have a new opponent, you thought the fight was off? Mentally, there has to be a challenge.
It is, but there's certain fighters, Trembley being one of them, that just have that iron mindset. He didn't care. He thought he was fighting the other guy, but he said yes either way. You see his striking right here. He's known for his grappling, but look at the crisp boxing right here. In tight, good head movement, finds the knockout right there. On top, he swarms you. He is so good. He is a strangler through and through. I rode with him in Mexico City. I was fighting for my life the entire time because he's always throwing up guillotines, anacondas, darces. That's his money maker.
Yes.
But the story of this fight is, this is a guy that took a fight on short notice up a weight class. He's fighting a bigger man in this matchup. Did not hesitate to take that. It shows you what type of fighter he is. And the thing that comes to mind when I think about Tanner Trembley is efficiency. He's efficient in there. He doesn't give you a lot of room to capitalize because he's never really making mistakes. He's good with his footwork. His boxing is crisp, and he's a monster on the ground. Interesting to see how he does against the bigger opponent in Corey Taylor, who's a black belt himself.
Well, he said he tried to stay focused, but his head coach at Start BJJ, Brock Larson, the former UFC fighter, said he messes with him every fight, saying that the fight is canceled, and there's Brock right there. And so Trembley really didn't believe him, and this time he was serious and had to take the word of Brock Larson.
The boy that cried wolf type of thing.
Now, exactly. Here are the numbers and the tail of the tape, powered by a Bondi Pure. Both athletes are 31 years old. Kill him a quick. Tanner Trembley, 5'9", and so is a Corey Taylor. Doesn't have a nickname. How about Crocodile Hunter? Just throwing that out. I mean, yeah, there we go. The reach advantage, 4 inches, goes the way to Corey Taylor for this 160-pound catch weight. Back inside to Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the LFA 231 co-main event of the evening. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds and an LFA catchweight at 160 pounds. Brought to you tonight by Bondi Pure, the ultimate health and daily detox drink. It's a science, not a diet. Learn more at BondiPure.com. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This grappler and kickboxing style fighter stands 5'10", weighing in 156 pounds. He holds a 6-1 professional record with 4 wins coming by way of knockout and 1 by way of submission. Representing Gracie Baja Jacksonville, fighting out of Jacksonville, Florida, Corey Taylor. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a striker and grappling style fighter standing 5'9", weighing in 158.4 pounds. He holds a 6-0 professional record with 1 win coming by way of knockout and 5 wins by way of submission. Representing Start BJJ, fighting out of St. Cloud, Minnesota, Tanner "Kill 'em Quick" Trembley. Your referee, Rob Madrigal.
All right, gentlemen, I need you to protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. I want you to fight hard, but fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Back up and we'll get started.
Hometown favorite and former St. Cloud State wrestler Tanner Trembley, big favorite Corey Taylor. Usually fights at lightweight, making his LFA a debut tonight. Representing Gracie Baja Jacksonville. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban with you. This is the LFA 231 co-main event.
You can see right away a small size advantage for Taylor, but it's nothing drastic, right? Trembley puts on a good amount of weight. Might have hurt him right here.
Trembley hurt him. Rock Taylor. We've had some quick finishes tonight, Alan. See if Corey Taylor can shake that off, but he definitely stumbled.
Yeah, I didn't even see what hit him. I looked down for 1 second.
Overhand right.
Taylor was backing up. Seems to have recovered well. Taylor landing a number of shots to the calf early. Keep your eye on that.
4 knockouts out of his 6 wins for Corey Taylor. 1 knockout for Trembley. 5 submissions.
Trembley landed right hand and the follow-up left hook right there. Taylor eating them well.
Trembley strikes, finding the target early on in this first round.
Another left hook. Taylor needs to get his chin down. The left hook seems to be landing every time. Trembley having more success with the hands, Taylor with the feet.
Trembley said, my striking is cleaner. Felt that would be the biggest advantage in this fight.
Trembley also was aware that he's going to be a bit the smaller man in this matchup going up in weight, so he didn't want to have his back on the fence, doing a nice job pressuring forward, keeping Taylor against the fence. And I like how he was looking for the breakaway elbows when they separate.
Absolutely. And the attack from Tanner Trembley continues. Reset in the center of the octagon. There's another low kick from Trembley attacking that calf. Oh, good shot from Taylor.
Trembley is finding the correct angles. He's getting his head offline with the right hand, and then he's following up with the left hook. Taylor's not seeing them coming.
Beautiful combination. Backs Taylor up.
This is one thing about Taylor that I've seen in his other fights. He packs good power, but he gets hit. Trembley's going to be a bit faster and sharper on the feet right here. Taylor needs to...
The knee dropped him, but I believe it was a low blow. Oh, man.
Oh, man, this looks like a bad low blow. This
Absolutely.
is not what you want to see in a fight that's really unfolding to be a good one.
Oh, wow. Corey Taylor dropped like a sack of potatoes after that shot, right to the canvas.
Oh, man, we might be using all of the 5 minutes right here in recovery time for Taylor.
Without a doubt.
See if we can take a look at this in a second.
Corey
I don't think
Taylor
he's getting up anytime soon.
Definitely in some pain right now. And yeah, he should take his time. We check it out.
Oh, man. You can see him loading the kick, loading the knee.
Yeah, that. Oh, this
see him chamber the right knee.
Angle. Yeah,
and it was the direction. It came straight up.
Right.
And
I think
the wrong target was in the way.
Right away.
This, I mean.
Oh my gosh, got him in the junk and.
This is one of those. Oh, they're getting a bucket.
Oh God.
This is one of those fouls, Ron, where obviously Trembley didn't do it intentionally, but when it's this much of an impact on a fighter, I think this is where the referee has to step in and take a point to kind of even things out, because you take something that bad where he needs to possibly throw up in a bucket and he took almost 3 minutes to get back to his feet. It's like getting kicked in the head, right? I mean, he's not going to be the same fighter in 5 minutes.
So it hasn't even been 2 minutes yet. Expect Corey Taylor to take as much the 5 minutes that he needs. Rob Madrigal, our referee, one of the best, definitely here in the state of Minnesota. And I'm impressed that Corey Taylor's even up on his feet. The way he was grimacing and looked like he was in major agony.
Yeah, he's not a guy to look for a way out. Army veteran, jiu-jitsu black belt, tough guy. That was a vicious knee.
And after all that these two have gone through in the past 48 hours, to end up fighting here in the co-main event tonight, it would be a shame for this fight to end due to a low blow, accidental low blow.
I could say this. I like the body language that I'm seeing out of Corey Taylor. He's dealing with the pain. He's working it out right now. Let's see what the referee does. I think that's going to be more the story of this sequence. Does the referee take a point?
Rob Madrigal walking over and speaking with Tanner Trembley right now.
Wow, he might be letting him off the hook right there, and I don't. Wow, okay.
Okay.
We're back
so
in. Props to Corey Taylor for
100%.
toughing that out, continuing this fight.
See how he can come back from this, and he comes in. Now his back is up against the cage wall. I don't think Trembley's going to throw a knee from this position.
I hope not, at least.
I think that's exactly what Brock Larson is saying to him. Inadvertent, of course, but it definitely did some damage. See if Corey Taylor can come back.
Interesting right here.
And an opportunity for Corey Taylor.
Taylor's a very good
look at this
jiu-jitsu player right here, finding the back of Tanner Trembley.
Black belt and BJJ, folks. Very dangerous position for Tanner Trembley to be.
Trembley's trying to get off to the side, but the fence is blocking him right now. He wants to get off to that right side there, but he has no more real estate to go. Kind of helping Taylor out right now.
Well, what an opportunity for Corey Taylor. Locking that body in the triangle and has over a minute to operate.
Yeah, he put that body lock on him. Trembley won't be going anywhere for at least a little while with that body lock on. And the fence is working against them.
Delivering some shots to the side of the head of Trembley.
Tanner Trembley, obviously undefeated, never been finished. But
right.
Corey Taylor, jiu-jitsu black belt, only one submission, and not a guy that really leans on his grappling. He likes to utilize the hands, look for that knockout power, and if a submission presents itself, he'll take it. But finds himself in a great position right here in the first round.
There's a lot of people who took the plus 875 dog, Corey Taylor, screaming his name out at the TV right now if he could pull off a huge upset, but time is winding down, and it looks like Tanner Trembley will survive, and we will move on to round number 2. But I see a little bit of damage to the face of Trembley.
Look, I don't want to start playing judge or, who won that round. I try to stay away from that. But let's remember early on, Tanner Trembley kind of stumbled him with a punch. Landed some other strikes as well. Then there was the low blow. Reset the fight. Corey Taylor takes the back. Didn't really land a lot or really have a submission threat, but he had the back nonetheless. Judges might look at this one differently. You got 3 guys. I don't know if they all saw it, are going to see it the same way. Take a look at some of these strikes. Over the top right here, right hand, right on the chin. And that's early on in the round. We saw Corey Taylor a little bit stumbled. He went for this switch kick, kind of tried to duck the head, make him think he was going low, but lost his balance. Got his back taken right here, and this is where we finish out the round.
This is where he did some damage, too. There's a cut on Trembley's face. But Trembley outstruck Taylor 32-23 in that first round, and Kayla will get us ready for round number 2, this 160-pound catch weight. Well, Corey Taylor seems to have rebounded nicely from that low blow. And I mean, if you had to pick who won that opening round, Alan,
I just said I'm trying to steer clear.
I know,
of
but
it.
You're getting paid tonight, so I got to put you on the spot.
I really don't know. It's such a tough position because the way that it ended, you would lean towards Taylor.
Agreed.
But you show the highlight.
And doing some damage.
Yeah. You show the highlights early. Trembley landed the more significant shot, right?
Right.
How much did they weigh in having the back as a submission threat?
1:49 of ground control for Taylor. So, yeah, definitely a lot to weigh in that opening round. And good on Corey Taylor for coming back and continuing this fight.
And continuing the fight and then winning at least the second half of that round.
Well said.
Having the back.
Absolutely.
You see Taylor had Trembley against the fence. Nice breakaway. Oh, that elbow did damage.
That did damage. Taylor in some trouble.
He's going to try to break away and land again right here. Trembley. I see him pushing.
Oh, ripping, wicked body shots. Just misses with the uppercut.
Oh, nice uppercut right here. Got him hurt. Taylor's about to go out.
He's barely hanging on.
Trembley can smell the finish right here. He's
Trembley looking for another finish. Taylor hanging on for now.
Taylor's looking very wobbly at this moment. The referee's stepping in, looking in. Trembley's looking for that one kill shot.
Trembley looking for another finish. Oh, teeing off. What combinations? Hooks landing somehow. Corey Taylor still hanging on. Knees to the body now from Trembley.
Taylor swinging back. Trembley needs to be careful not to gas himself out, but he's landing at a high pace right now. That right uppercut's money. Got a big nut. He's hurt.
Oh, how is Taylor still on his feet?
Referee's looking for one big shot right now.
It might take one more for Rob Madrigal to stop this fight. Trembley now, the knees coming in, landing. Continuing this onslaught.
Taylor needs to try to find a way to wrap him up. He can't stay like this.
And that's going to do it. Statement victory for Minnesota's Tanner Trembley. Still unbeaten and still climbing in the rankings. Wow, what a finish for Trembley.
That was wild, man. That was absolutely insane. We talk about how sharp Tanner Trembley is in the boxing department. He's known as a grappler, but he's so sharp. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. The one mistake he made was getting off balance in the first round, had his back taken, came back out in the second round and really just let his hands do the talking.
Came in like a man possessed in that second round. Keeps the momentum rolling, but give all the credit in the world to a very game Corey Taylor that hung on as we see that elbow and the left hook and the combinations really started the end, Alan.
It's such a beautiful combo. I love when guys finish up the inside elbow with a breakaway hook. Let's see if this is another one. I mean, he did this over and over, stayed with on the inside, did work to the body, then he would shoot an uppercut upstairs. He would lace in the elbows. You could see the body language of Taylor. I mean, he was really kind of buzzed the entire time, just kind of holding on, but firing back. Every time he would fire it back,
for sure,
the referee would give him another opportunity, but it was when we got to the knees, it started getting bad, and you see just an excellent performance right here for Tanner.
And I think a great stoppage by Rob Madrigal, saving Corey Taylor from more damage, but kill him quick. It might have taken a little bit longer than usual, but he gets another win. There he is with his Start BJJ team. A big win for Trembley, and you gotta wonder if Corey Taylor regrets taking this fight, if he would have wanted to match up with Dan Holt. Either way, Corey Taylor, we give you a ton of credit for hanging in there in your LFA debut. We know you will be back, but it was Tanner Trembley continuing his win streak. Let's now get the official time for Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Rob Madrigal, calls a stop to this fight. 2 minutes, 25 seconds into the second round, declaring your winner by TKO, Tanner "Kill 'em Quick" Trembley.
Well, adds another chapter to the streak, and the surge continues for Tanner Trembley, the 31-year-old from St. Cloud, Minnesota, scores another win, and he's with Alan Joban.
All right, guys, I'm here with your winner, Tanner Trembley. Share with me real quick. There's a lot of mutual respect between you and Taylor going into this one. What was said just now?
Well, you know, we both we're in a similar situation, you know. Our guys didn't make weight. I hope, you know, my guy's doing good. You know, no ill will towards him, but our guys didn't make weight. Just as much as it was me to go up and fight him, it was a big risk for him to take this fight as well. So props to him for that.
Absolutely. Talk to me a little bit about the whirlwind of events that happened. The fight fell out. You were having a burger and a beer. They said, hey, do you want to fight somebody? You thought you were actually fighting the other opponent, and you found out it was Taylor. You took the fight up a weight class on hours' notice, and you get a finish like that. How are you feeling about it?
Man, I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling like I want to finish a few more of those beers that I didn't get to finish yesterday.
I feel like you have some drinking partners in the crowd tonight after that type of fight. Look, we know how good your grappling is, your guillotines, you're trying to always strangle people, but it seems to be your hands that have been just evolving more and more. They've always been there, but they were on point tonight. Did you know it was going to be a stand and bang type of fight against this opponent?
Well, I knew he was strong, so I didn't want to get under him too much. Kind of got sloppy. That first round, I was a little sloppy, but it is what it is. We kind of recouped in between rounds, and yeah, man, it felt good. I kind of thought it was going to be, I was due for a nice knockout TKO, so I hope you guys loved it.
It sounds like they did. Look, man, undefeated, coming off a big finish performance right here. What do you want next? How soon do you want to step in? And do you have a person in mind or a date in mind that you'd like to fight again?
I think I hear it. Let's go, Sean Shelby. Get at me, man. Wherever you need me. Bantamweight to welterweight. You need a short notice guy, I'm your fucking man.
I think they love that. You certainly showed up tonight and delivered in a big way. Appreciate that one. Guys, put your hands together one more time for your winner, Tanner. Kill him quick, Trembley.
The win streak rolls on. Tanner Trembley now 7-0. He outstruck Corey Taylor 94-39, and I could see a Dana White Contender Series call up or just a UFC call up coming, but I would also love to see Tanner Trembley take on any one of our champions. I mean, he looked amazing tonight. Visconti and Pintos fighting for the vacant featherweight title. Could Trembley be next for the winner of that matchup? Big statement by the 31-year-old from St. Cloud, Minnesota. Well, we are looking forward to returning to the home of the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, and beautiful Louisville, Kentucky, for LFA number 235, going down on Friday, June 19th from the iconic Freedom Hall and live on Vice TV. Tickets go on sale soon, so follow the LFA on social media at LFA Fighting for more information. We have reached the marquee fight of the night, and the dream, Devin Lozej, looks to begin a new win streak after coming up short in the LFA Flyweight title fight in August. He will be tested tonight by Mexico's Ernesto Ibarra, who looks for his 7th consecutive win. The marquee fight of the night is next, live on Vice TV.
On May 15th, the LFA brings another action-packed card to Connecticut. The main event will be a clash between two featherweights who aim to capture LFA gold. As Eric Visconti looks to make it 4 in a row in the LFA on his way to undisputed glory. But his opponent, Gustavos Pintos, is an undefeated powerhouse with bad intentions.
Goes to the head and drops Carvalho.
LFA 232 also features the return of nasty Nathan Green.
Elbows raining down. That will do it.
And the always dangerous Ednilson Santos.
Santos attacking.
On May 15th, the LFA takes over Connecticut.
The future of fortune. the edge of exhilaration. At DimeBit.com, the odds are rewritten, the stakes are redefined, and the thrill is unparalleled. Not just a game, a revolution in motion. Imagine a world where every wager is a step closer to the ultimate prize. When the world plays safe, you play smart. DimeBit.com, casino, sportsbook, your playground of possibilities. It's engineered adrenaline, push past the boundaries, defy expectations. Visit us now.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, and maybe not the next month. I will be champion one day, I promise. I promise.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Brandon Moreno, and I'm so happy to announce my introduction to OnlyFans. It's time to get naked. Nah, I'm just kidding. Video gloves, exclusive content, training, instructions, all that stuff and more. You can watch it in my OnlyFans channel. So guys, subscribe and see you there. Let's go.
Narrative that I'm the best in the league. Who you comparing with? That isn't fed at the top of the throne in the league. How you moving so on the speed? I just been bringing the heat. I just been bringing the fire.
And welcome back to the Mystic Lake Hotel Casino, the venue that has hosted more LFA events than any other. This is our 27th event from here at Mystic, and they always seem to perform here in Minnesota. Ron Kruk along with Alan Joban as we have reached the marquee fight of the night. Not the original marquee fight of the night, Alan, which was Elijah Johns and the man you saw just take care of business, Tanner Trembley, but we now have a huge matchup in the flyweight division between Canada's Devin Lozej and Mexico's Ernesto Ibarra, Allen. And this one should be a great matchup.
Themselves out tonight in a good way. We've had a lot of good fights, a lot of good finishes, and now we get a great main event right here. These two guys are, when they found out they were getting elevated to the main event, you could see something click, something change in them, and they're ready to perform tonight.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. All right, let's break it down, and we begin with Ontario, Canada's Devin Lozej, the Dream. He's been doing his training camps the past couple fights with Team Alpha Male and head coach Uriah Faber. Faber, texting with him last night, he's like, this guy brings a crazy energy into the room every time he's there. He was on a 6-fight win streak before losing to Eduardo Chapolin, the current champion, but tonight he looks for a rebound victory.
Yeah, you know, I've harped on this a bit, but when guys lose by knockout in a title fight, how do they rebound? How do they come back?
First knockout
Do
ever.
they dwell over it, or do they come back more ferocious? You look at some of his handiwork. He comes out there. He's good in every area. He's got great kicks from range. He will go to southpaw stance, which he stays in a lot. Deliver that liver kick. We've seen a number of liver kicks tonight. This is a southpaw versus southpaw matchup. He is the guy that has just been on point in his career. And then you look on the other side of things at Ernesto Ibarra, aggressive, fast start finisher. In this fight right here versus Kyle Griffin, he started the fight with a flying knee, got him off balance, found another opportunity to land the knee, and that was the beginning of the end. Kyle thought it was an illegal knee. Ibarra wasn't having any of it. He stayed down with the pedal to the metal. 11-1 record, a very clean, polished record. Now, if you ask Lozej about it, he feels he hasn't fought the level of competition that Lozej's been fighting throughout his career.
That is true. He will be tested tonight, and it was a statement in his LFA debut, but as you said, there was a little controversy, but bottom line, he got a victory, improved to 11-1, and he has reeled off 6 consecutive wins. So that is the matchup. Really, a flyweight title fight is in really in the future for the winner. That is the main event. Don't go anywhere. The marquee fight of the night is coming up next, live on Feist TV. Final chance to scan the QR code on the screen and get in on the action at DimeBet. DimeBet, the official casino and sportsbook of the LFA. And we are close to a pick'em on this one. Ernesto Ibarra, the slight minus 135 a favorite. Devin Lozej at minus 102. Anyone's fight. International showdown between Canada and Mexico. Now let's meet these two top prospects.
My name is Devin the Dream Lozej. I'm fighting in the main event at LFA 231. I'm from Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada, and I train at Team Alpha Male in Sacramento, California. I feel like I'm a main event fighter, so it's like if they're going to slide anyone in there, put me in. I'm ready to perform at the highest level, give a great main event for the fans all over the world. Forward pressure, relentless pace. I'm going to try to break this dude, and if he could stay in there with me for 15, you're going to have one of the best fights you've ever seen. But, I'm coming forward. I ain't taking steps back. I just think I'm better than this dude everywhere. But wherever he wants to fight, ain't going to go well for him. But I'm in control of that. I'm going to push the pace, put the fight in my area and my strengths, and win this fight.
My name is Ernesto Ibarra, and I'm fighting in the main event tonight. Originally from Ensenada, Baja California. It's a great place to hang out, to train as well. And now I'm training in Thailand. I watch a lot of Tiger Muay Thai tryouts. That was one of the things, and I got to see where the coaches were. Everything just started to be better in the trainings-wise, and I decided to move and train full-time. Fighting like a Mexican is just like fighting to death, like we bring the heat, and that's what you're gonna see. I'm bringing a scrap, and I hope Devon is ready for that, and that like in a real Mexican brawl.
Ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the LFA Octagon, Ernesto Ibarra.
Riding an impressive 6-fight win streak, Ernesto Ibarra looks to follow up a successful LFA debut in October with another victory tonight. His last loss came in May of 2021, but as Alan pointed out, it was a one-round tournament. In my opinion, that shouldn't count as a loss, fighting for only one round, but he scored that fantastic TKO win over Kyle Estrada at LFA 222. Perfect 4-0 at flyweight. This is his fourth fight in a row at flyweight. Began his career at bantamweight. He has Tapology's number 5 ranked flyweight in the southeastern U.S. And Alan, he is coming off back-to-back first-round finishes. Total fight time, 5 minutes and 57 seconds.
Yeah, and you brought up that loss, Ron, and even though it was only one round, he said it kind of took some weight off of his shoulders. He wasn't constantly trying to stay perfect, trying to stay with that undefeated record, and it kind of put him at ease. He also said he learned a little bit something from it, to stay disciplined. He felt he wasn't getting the better of the exchanges on the feet in that matchup. He rushed for takedowns and it wasn't happening. Since then, he says, I'm a much more disciplined fighter, which is funny because his last fight, he came out guns blazing.
He sure did.
But he took something from it nonetheless. He's also been in Phuket, Thailand, training for this matchup, where he got a lot of rounds in, or at least training in, with Craig Jones, one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the world. And he's also a guy that is mastermind game plans for Alexander Volkanovski and others of how to get up from the bottom, how to stay off the defense. And so he's looking to implement that into this matchup. He feels like he is a hard striker, and he also feels like his opponent, Lozej, sometimes overextends. He said that's something he's going to be looking for. If Lozej overextends in these matchups, I'm going to look and I'm going to capitalize.
As you mentioned, Ibarra training at Bang Tao MMA in Thailand, which Devin Lozej said he has trained there before and called it a, what do you call it, a tourist gym where you go and drink beer before you train. He was not impressed.
Falong, that's how they say tourist in Thailand. Falong,
hey,
yeah.
Well done.
You know, I try.
World traveler. Ernesto Ibarra, the Stallion, only 28 years old. From Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico, and 1-0 here in the LFA, looking to make it 2 straight victories.
His opponent now making his way to the octagon, Devin Lozej.
What? I can't believe he's not wearing those sunglasses. Unbelievable. But after coming up short in that flyweight title fight in August, Canada's Devin Lozej looking for a bounce-back win here in familiar territory. This is 4th fight here at a Mystic Lake. You know, he talked about it. He said the takeaways from the title fight loss against Eduardo Chapolin. He said, well, for a while it was very negative. I was down, but then I started to really digest it, and I learned so much from it, Alan. He said he was way too confident. He realized I am not invincible. I can't just move forward. And really, Chapolin caught him with a perfect punch. He also said that he felt like he overtrained for that fight and was beat up going into the championship.
That's
matchup.
a big thing. I mean, it happens to a lot of fighters. I was the guy that used to overtrain at times, but it's just, you want to continually improve, and he's now being a little bit smarter about training and listening to his body and taking not even days off, but sometimes you just have to take a lighter day and do more of a technical workout. He's implemented that. This is a guy also that I really like and to commend him on. He traveled a lot. As you said, he trained in Thailand as well at Tiger Muay Thai. He's also been at Rufus Sport, Extreme Couture, found a home at Team Alpha Male, one of the best gyms around, especially for guys at this weight class. And so he's getting so much better, so much improvement. He also feels in this matchup, one area that will stand out that he will be the better fighter is putting his opponent on his back foot and looking for the takedowns. That's something he plans on implementing in this fight.
The main event is set and ready, so we check out the tail of the tape, powered by Monster Energy. The Dream, Devin Lozej, is 32, and the Stallion, Ernesto Ibarra, is 4 years younger. Lozej stands an inch taller and is 1 inch longer in the reach department. Both athletes made the contracted weight. For the official fighter introduction, Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the LFA 231 main event of the evening. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA Flyweight division, presented by Monster Energy. And now, for all those watching around the world and for those in attendance here in Prior Lake, Minnesota, are you ready for war? Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5'7", weight in 125.8 pounds. He holds an 11-1 professional record with 2 wins coming by way of knockout and 3 wins by way of submission. Representing Team Blaxicans and Bang Tao MMA, fighting out of Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico, Ernesto the Stallion Ibarra. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a wrestler and boxing style fighter standing 5'8", weighted 126 pounds. He holds an 8-3 professional record with 3 wins coming by way of knockout and 2 by way of submission. Representing Team Alpha Male and Leading Edge MMA, fighting out of Sacramento, California by way of Dryden, Ontario, Canada, Devin the Dream Lozej. Your referee in charge of the main event, Josh Stewart.
Gentlemen, we've been over the expectations. Listen for any instructions and protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do so now and back to your corners.
Money coming in late on Ernesto Ibarra. He's up to a minus 140 favorite. And the comeback on the Dream, Devin Lozej, plus 120. This is the LFA 231 main event of the evening. Guarantee that the champions Eduardo Chapolin and Marcos Degli are tuned into this one. Lozej with the red tape and Ibarra the blue.
I was curious to see Ron right away if Ibarra starts fast. He started very fast in his last outing. Both guys feeling it right now, kind of battling for the center of the octagon.
Southpaw versus Southpaw. Lozej and Ibarra.
Lozej's been feeling it all week. I talked about him having that dream that he was going to get bumped up. Made a big shot, get bumped up to main event. That came to fruition just now when he walked into the octagon. He looked at me and said, I got this. Ibarra saw that. He made it like slitting his neck type thing that he's got this. Both guys are feeling it right now.
Extremely confident with a future flyweight title fight on the line.
Ibarra looks to be a slightly bigger man in there.
Oh, both fighters caught each other and they are swinging for the fences, looking to end this fight quickly. Ibarra pushes Lozej back.
The southpaw matchup. So both of these guys getting to utilize some of the weapons, popping that jab, finishing with a kick.
Ibarra's got that jab going early.
Both guys are landing in a lot of these exchanges.
Without a doubt.
No one really setting themselves apart yet. Ibarra looks to be swinging slightly heavier, where Lozej looks to be just finding the target and maybe setting up that takedown.
That's what he said. If he can put him up against the cage and take him down, that will be a big advantage for Lozej.
So far, he hasn't quite been able to get Ibarra to back up, right? Ibarra's doing a good job of circling, but he's not going straight back and putting his back to the fence.
Nice jab from Lozej through the defense. Stand-up war here early in the first round.
Yeah, both guys reddening up the noses of each other with those jabs.
No doubt.
Oh. Ibarra's looking at the end of each combo. He kind of has that fadeaway hook just to see if Lozej's comes, rushing in recklessly. He's going to run into that. So far, Lozej showing he learned his lesson in that last fight, not rushing in.
Well said. Lozej ripped that body shot. Now he's got the jab going too.
Something landed to the left eye of Ibarra. Immediately followed up with a jab for Lozej. Big left hand
shot from Lozej. Follows it up with the knee. Ibarra in trouble. Now he looks for a takedown.
Ibarra badly hurt right here.
On the back, Devin Lozej looking for the rear naked choke.
His angle's a little bit off right now. He's trying to get the better angle and get it completely behind him.
Ibarra trying to keep that chin down. A minute 40 to operate.
Oh, he's going to just try and crush the windpipes right here. It's not under the chin, but you can still finish it. Nice shot fighting the hands for Ibarra. This is going to allow him some more time. That was a huge left hand that Lozej landed right there. Rocked him badly.
And a huge decision by Lozej not to continue with the strikes, but to take Ibarra down. Had Ibarra hurt, but decided to go for the takedown instead. And this is giving, in my opinion, Ibarra some time to regroup.
You're spot on, Ron. I mean, he took a chance. He took a chance. He told us that he wants to back him up to the fence and take him down eventually. He had him hurt, and he implemented the game plan. That was a strategy going into it, but he had him hurt. Maybe he could have found a finish. We won't know now. But Ibarra hurt badly, recovered, had his back taken, almost finished, defended the choke, and we find ourselves here with 40 seconds left to go in this round.
Now, Devin Lozej already has 2 victories via rear naked choke, so extremely dangerous from this position. But right now, the Stallion, Ibarra, hanging on. And now Lozej transitioning, posturing up.
This was smart, I think, for Lozej, as long as he stays out of trouble right here. To get on top was what I was going to emphasize. Get on top and try to land some damage before the end of the round rather than just hanging on the back.
Ibarra, the brown belt in BJJ, 3 submission wins. Looking at attacking that ankle and the heel of Lozej. And we will move on to round number 2. And a big round for Devin Lozej, who dropped Ernesto Ibarra. But also, Ibarra able to survive.
Look at these guys, both landing simultaneous. They were trading jabs and hooks throughout the fight. This is probably that overhand left that lands. Look, slip, roll, over the top, on the chin, backs him up, goes for the kill with the switch knee, doesn't land, starts a barrage of punches, and this is where he says, you know what? A takedown opportunity is here. He went for the takedown. Level changes here, gets him on his back, and eventually took the back, could not get the finish. Beautiful shot that landed. Look for him to try to implement that again, where he's level changing low and the left hand goes over the top again.
Round number 2 coming up, scheduled for 3. We'll see what Ernesto Ibarra and his team can do here in the second round. It was a beautiful hook from Devin Lozej that dropped Ibarra. And a big round for the Canadian.
You know, and it may not be a bad idea to show some more takedown feints if you're Lozej. The more you get them thinking that the takedown's going to be there, the more you can feint it and come over the top with that left hand again.
Extremely close first round. Ibarra out striking Lozej 28-26.
And Ibarra just landed a nice left hand of his own.
But Lozej was accurate. 72% of his strikes thrown landed.
Neither man trying to give up an inch in this fight. I mean, they're in, they're out, they're back in the pocket.
Absolutely. They've maintained this distance throughout. I mean, just fighting in a phone booth pretty much.
Lozej just threw a big left hand similar to the last one, but Ibarra rolled well with it.
Both fighters inflicting some damage. But Ibarra proving he can eat a punch.
Yeah, and Lozej's being sneaky with that jab now. You see how he's kind of have that Philly shell where his right hand is down by the waist, and he's finding that he's landing at a higher rate because it's coming from an up angle. It's hard to see when they keep their hand low like that.
Great insight from Alan Joban. As we approach the 3-minute and 30-second mark of round 2. Ibarra caught Lozej there coming in.
Lozej defending well with those shoulder rolls, but he has to be careful with that. He's really only defending with one hand.
Again, Ibarra's down.
Ibarra walked into a big punch.
Lozej, will he finish with hammer fist? Yes, he will. The dream continues. Devin Lozej gets right back into the win column.
That was
in
impressive.
A big way.
That was so impressive by Lozej. Now, show respect. Ibarra's emotional right now. He's probably a little bit out of it as well.
For sure, he's stumbling over to.
Lozej's not giving up an inch, but that was just a beautiful performance right there. Lozej was on point this fight. He's saying, I'm a main event fighter, and he showed us he was a main event fighter tonight. Dropped him in the first round with a big left hand and finished the fight in the second round with that same left hand.
And what a comeback after suffering the first loss since 2022. It was his first loss at flyweight, first loss in the LFA, and his first KO. Kayla will KO him. He better take it easy. Let's take a look at how Lozej finished this fight. I mean, what a performance by the Canadian. That's the shot that dropped him, Alan.
Ibarra started rushing in a little bit. Lozej took one step back and planted his foot and threw that overhand left, the same one that landed in the first round. This time, he wasn't letting him off the hook. He didn't try to take his back this time. He looked for the finish. He said he wants the mic. You're going to get the mic.
You do. I mean, come on.
Mic, my man.
He's going to get the mic.
Ibarra's not shy with his words either, guys, so.
Absolutely not. What a strike.
Lozej, rather. I said Ibarra's not shy. Lozej is not shy with his words. He's a guy, he wants the microphone. He was talking to us a lot in the interviews, but it's about putting it on the line. Can you back up the talk? Can you perform? And as we talked about in the build-up to this, coming off of a title loss and getting finished and coming back in your next fight and getting a finish showed up in a big way.
Well, let's get the official time. The two are still talking and jawing. We better get this official time from Mike quickly.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Josh Stewart, calls a stop to this fight. 1 minute, 46 seconds into the second round, declaring you winner by TKO, Devin, the Dream Lozej.
The man wants his interview. Hang on, Lozej. We'll get to you as he improves to 9-3 and begins a new win streak tonight here in Minnesota. All right, Alan, grab him and give that man the mic.
All right, guys. I know Devin Lozej wants his microphone. I'm not going to let it go, but have at it, my friend.
Hey, guys. First and foremost, guys, give me my T-shirt here. I had a friend of mine pass away before my last fight, a couple weeks before. His name was AJ Fakis. He was a close friend of mine, a wrestler. He was very relentless, and tonight I'm going to dedicate this performance to him. If you don't know him, man, just think of a reflection of me, a small-town kid who, loved to do competition and was a great human being. And, I'm just fortunate that I'm, here to be able to battle my own fight and go out on my terms. And, yeah, man, it means the world to me to be able to dedicate this fight to him. But after that, we'll move on.
You said you were going to dedicate this fight to him, and you did him proud. It was a beautiful performance and well said. Devin, your last fight didn't go your way. It was the biggest fight of your life, a title fight. You got finished in that fight. You came back, and you had smiles on your face all week. You said you had a dream when you were cutting weight that you were going to become the main event. That came to fruition. You were the main event, and you got a spectacular finish as well.
It's true. I did have a dream about that. But just like Eminem with Slim Shady, no one wants to see Devin anymore. They want to see you, the Dream, beat the fuck out of all these motherfuckers in the flyweight division. Chapolin, I'm coming back for your fucking ass. You better believe that. You got me the first time. You knocked Devin's bitch ass out. The Dream is coming back to sleep, you kid.
Devin, in that first round, you landed a very nice left hand, dropped him. You had him hurt against the fence. You decided to take him down. You had his back. You couldn't get the finish. The second round, you hit him with that same left hand, and you said, I'm going ground and pound this time. Did you make an adjustment?
Yeah. I mean, in the first, I heard my coaches saying no wrestling, and I'm like, I just love to wrestle. I know it's kind of gay, but I want to jump on some dudes and beat the fuck out of them every once in a while. But honestly, he was super tough. I thought, honestly, I was levels above, and I think it was starting to show with the counters and the jabs were landing, Chris. I got to credit my coaches here at Team Alpha Male and Leading Edge. We set that shit up. We made that knockout happen weeks and weeks ago. So shout out to Josiah, Alex Sandoval, my coach Matt Riche, Joey Rodriguez, the School of Boxing. A lot of these guys, Uriah Faber at Team Alpha, they set all that shit up, and they're giving me, all the confidence in the world that I could be one of the best fighters in the world. And, I'm really grateful for LFA for giving me this main event. I wasn't even nervous to perform because I know I'm one of the best in the world. I was very, very nervous for my first main event because I wanted to show LFA that I deserve this. And I think we fucking did it, right? What's up, Minneapolis? We're getting fucking drunk tonight. Let's go! You think you Americans can drink? Wait till you see a Canadian on the liquor. Let's go.
Enjoy it, my man. Guys, put your hands together one more time for your main event winner, Devin, the Dream Lozej.
The bars here at Mystic Lake will be popping as the dream continues for Devin Lozej. What a way to come back after suffering his first loss in the LFA in his first knockout. Comes back and ends the evening of an extremely tough Ernesto Ibarra. Huge victory for Devin Lozej, and we saw some fantastic finishes tonight. And he gets a hug from Kayla, of course. That's what everybody wants following their victory.
She's
Come on, let's be
too.
honest. And I bet you Lozej doesn't even put on a shirt. He's heading to the bar right now. Huge win for him, and you heard them say, Alan, right away that he isn't thinking about anyone else but getting that rematch with the current champion, Eduardo Chapolin. I personally would love to see it. You know, he mentioned what happened in that first fight. He just got caught, and he's learned from it. He can't be invincible. He can't just move forward. I would love to see a rematch. How about you?
And I love that he's not running from it, because Chapolin is a killer.
Oh,
that is
he
a
is.
knockout artist. He is dangerous everywhere. He beat him in the last fight. He knocked him out in the last fight. He rebounds and comes back, main event, puts on a display, just looked flawless in there. Made a mistake somewhat, you know, went for the back, went for the rear naked choke. It didn't work out. Came back in the second round, stayed with the game plan. Left hand, sat him down, said, this time I'm going to ground and pound him. I'm going to stay on. I'm not going to let him recover. And he got the finish right there. Now he wants that rematch with Chapolin. He's not running from danger. He's running to it.
All right, let's take a look at the rest of the fights tonight. We saw some incredible finishes. That's our schedule coming up in May, but we'll be ready for that in a moment. But some incredible finishes. We talked about the lightweight division. 4 fighters came in tonight, and 4 of them remained undefeated. There we go. Canon Swanson. Wow, he made a statement in the lightweight division. Another first-round KO, taking the O of Quintin Richards. Then the big boys, R.J. Harris. He fought through some adversity to get his 3rd submission win. Another lightweight, Steve Collins, 6-0. He gets his 7th win. And Nikita Koulshin, wow, 9th straight win, 15th overall. Nikita Koulshin, a fighter to keep an eye on in the lightweight division. The action, we will catch our breaths here. Action will be back in May with a triple header. Coming up May 15th, LFA 232, 233, May 22nd in New York. And then we're back in Brazil on May 29th. Follow the LFA at LFA Fighting for more information. The LFA executive producers are the Imperial family companies, Ed Suarez, Sven Bean, and Mark Beery. Our broadcast EP is Christopher Markwell, and tonight, Roberto Rios, our director, as usually, Jamie McClintock, producer, AJ Pacheco, Joe Amiglio, and the rest of the crew here tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of LFA 231. For my broadcast partners, Carissa Maxwell, Alan Joban, and Mike Kendall, I'm Ron Kruk, and that is all.